out what are people saying, and as you get ready to start talking to social networks, because they're great to listen to, right? Because if somebody says something about your business, you obviously really want to know that. And so that's what we're going to talk about this morning, is how to set that up. Okay? And so this right here, there's two things I'm going to show you. One of them is Google Alerts, and the other one is search.twitter.com. That allows you to monitor what's going on specifically on Twitter. Google is kind of nice because Google does real-time indexing. And so when somebody tweets about you or that kind of thing, generally it captures it, not 100% of the time, but most of the time. So I post a blog about you or your company, you're going to capture it. So it's a good way of staying on top of at least what Google is indexed. Now, if they're not indexing, that's when they fail, and why we need to look at possibly some other tools as well. But this is kind of a good first step. And so what this one is, do you have a Google account by chance? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is when you go to Google, you can either Google. So.
I don't have like Google email.
Well, you don't have to have a Google email. Did you claim your listing on Google?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have a Google account.
Okay.
Okay, and so all you do is right up here. Oh, I forgot to put that on there. My wife and my son. Right up here, I'm already signed in, and so otherwise there would be a sign in button right there, and you would just click that, and it would give you a place to put your email and your password.
Right.
Okay, and so you do that, and then you can either just go directly there, or you can just type in Google Alert. Okay, and that will take you right to where you want to be. Now I've already got some set up, so I'm going to. Oh, hey, it didn't show me once. Perfect. This is what you'll see. So this is where you set up what you want to search on. Oops, wrong button. There's the right button. So in search terms, that's where you're going to build your search query, and it functions much like just doing any type of search on Google does. So it's Boolean search. So what that means is you can use quotes to limit it down. You can use the and or the or function to get things. And so if I was going to build an alert like for my business, I would use quote, and caps don't matter. And I always do both. If your business name is split up, as well as run the words together. That way, no matter what somebody puts in, you're going to capture it. If your business is dependent on a specific service provider, I also like to monitor those names as well, because if somebody is unhappy with the service, but not necessarily with the business, they're going to talk about that service provider. But that still impacts your business specifically. Right? And so I put those in as well. So Josh Decker, which this is kind of fun because you're going to get back a bunch of stuff that may not have to do with your business when you start monitoring people. So like in this, I know that there's somebody out there with my name that's a track person, there's a musician, there's an actor, and most of those I don't care about, but at least I know if somebody's talking about me. I can also do one for my partner over there, Brian. Oops, Brian. Oh yeah, almost forgot your last name, Brian. Okay, and so you just set up your search query, whatever the terms are you want, and you can split them up, so you can create as many different alerts as you want, and have monitor different things. So another thing that this can be used for is keeping track of your industry and what's going on there, and making sure that you're aware of kind of the general conversations that are happening, and use that as a way to engage. The next thing down is the type of search, and what that means is you can search everything that Google indexes. You can do just news or blogs or real time, which is on Twitter and those kind of things. Video or discussion. Normally, I just do everything. Just that way, if anything happens anywhere, I'm capturing it. Right? How often? You can do it as it happens. You can do it once a day. You can do it once a week. It's completely up to you. People that have a higher likelihood of being mentioned socially, that also have a high risk of people being unhappy for some reason, I recommend that they do that as it happens, so that they get an email saying, hey, somebody's out there talking about you. And you can very quickly assess by that email whether it's positive or negative if you need to respond to it. For most businesses, once a day is fine, or once a week, just depending on how quickly you want to respond to things. Normally in social, what we say is that the sooner you respond to something, the better it goes for your business, right? Because if somebody's out there, let's say on a Facebook page talking about you, trying to engage you, then you want to be responding within generally a couple of hours, definitely no less than a day, or no more than a day. That way they're getting a response and are building that relationship with your business. But it's up to you and based on the time that you have. So you choose the frequency that you want it. Volume, 2 options here. Only the best results or all results. Generally, I go with all results. That way, I'm not depending on some unknown filter through Google to say, well, this is really what you want to see, because they don't know. And then if you're signed in, it'll give you the email address that you can send to, or it will give you an RSS feed. Are you familiar with RSS feeds? So RSS feeds, if you look at a blog, you're familiar with blogs, right?
Yeah.
They have an RSS feed attached to them, so you can pull it to either Outlook or to an RSS aggregator or those kind of things, so you don't actually have to go to the website, right? Same kind of thing here. All an RSS feed is a way to pull content that is being syndicated. RSS stands for really simple syndication, and pull it into some sort of client that will read it for you. Normally with this kind of thing, I go with an email because I don't want to have to log into either another program or another website. I just want it in my email. That way it's non-effort for me. Right.
I don't want another password.
Exactly. Well, and Google has an RSS reader built right into their applications. Well, not their search engine. Google is a search engine, but they also have a bunch of apps. And so one of their apps, which is web-based, is the Google Reader. And so you could subscribe to this in your Google Reader, but again, it means having to log into Google and go to, as opposed to them notifying you. And generally, I find that them notifying me is the better way because it's just more convenient, And then you just hit create the alert, and it'll create the alert. It'll send you an email to confirm that you want to receive that alert, and as soon as you confirm that, every time, based on the frequency you've set up, every time you're mentioned or your search query is mentioned, something new pops up in the Google index, they're going to send you a message and let you know. So this is really kind of the easy way of capturing most of what happens. Now Twitter, if you have a client base that uses Twitter, this is part of what you want to do. Search.twitter.com is the most comprehensive search function to capture tweets because it's run specifically by Twitter themselves. Let me pause for a second for your question. Oh, hey, thanks. Good job. So they index everything and they're going to show it back in their search. Okay, now search.twitter.com does not have a way to email. I was looking at that this morning, but it does have an RSS feed. And so what you would do here, you don't have a Twitter account, that's fine. You probably still want to monitor your brand through Twitter because even though you don't, other people might, right? And one of the ways, to give you a real good example, one of my friends lives out in Colorado, had an experience with Best Buy. He bought a washer and dryer from them, and it didn't get installed for him. And less than a year later, the washer and dryer ruined, and there's damage to his house. And so he was trying to get it resolved, went through all the normal channels to try and get it resolved, didn't get resolution. So he got on Twitter, and he started trying to talk to them through Twitter. And now he's in the process of getting a resolution because he took it to a social level, right? But even if they didn't have Twitter where he could specifically notify them, just him being out there talking about Best Buy on Twitter could potentially harm or benefit the business. And so that's why monitoring these kind of things are really good. Same kind of thing, you can do a general search here. So if I wanted to search my business, I could do that. Probably not a lot popping up right now. You can also do an advanced search, which just lets you kind of limit things down a little bit. So this allows you to use Boolean without doing Boolean, so search all of these words, this exact phrase, any of these words, that kind of thing. Okay. You can even limit it down if you want to watch things from a specific person or to a specific person. So if I wanted this, like if I just wanted to see, I do have Twitter, if somebody is mentioning stuff to me, then I could do this. You can limit it down by places or even within dates and attitude. So whether somebody's asking a question or somebody is happy or upset. So really depending on what you're trying to monitor here, you can limit it down pretty easily. And so you just hit search and that's going to pull up those things for you. Again, nothing on mine right now, but this part right here is where you're going to automate that. So if you have like, I believe it's Outlook 2003 or later, has an RSS aggregator in it. And so what you would do is you would just click that feed for this query, and it's going to give you the RSS feed right up here. So you just grab that URL and then put it into your RSS aggregator. Okay, and again, that does mean that you have to open up that aggregator to see stuff. If you use Outlook, you don't use Outlook. Okay, so you might just use the Google feed then. And then it would just be, a standard practice of getting in occasionally and looking into Google Feed to see, is there anything going on that I need to be aware of. And so that's Google and search.twitter.com, both of which are pretty good. If you really start getting into social and need to be very closely monitoring what people are saying across more platforms than just what's being indexed by Google and what's going on with Twitter, there are products out there that are called social monitoring tools. Most of them do have a fee associated with them, but they're much more robust than what these are. And just depending on what you're trying to capture will determine what social monitoring tool you really want to use. Okay. So any questions on either one of those, either Google Alerts or the Twitter function? They are. Yep. And I mean, once you get it set up, what we'll do once we shut the camera off here is we'll go ahead and make sure you get some Google Alerts set up.
Okay.
So that's the goal of our meeting monthly is to give you something actionable that you can do before you leave, and that's going to help benefit your business over the next month. And so this is really the first thing. So before you leave, we'll make sure you have some Google Alerts set up. And if you want to set up some search from Twitter, we can